300 days ago, I decided to restart Rise of Kingdoms from scratch with one goal: getting into KVK4 with as minimum investments as possible so that we can pop off in our very first season of Conquest. And finally, it is here.
Spartan! What is your profession?
Today I'm going to show you everything that I got so far. Whether it's sculptures, equipment, VIP, armaments, you name it. We are going to discuss everything. And of course, at the end of it, the most fun part, I'm going to show you how much I spent so far. Starting with buildings and research, as you can see, I have reached 71 million power. This means my buildings and research are maxed. However, there is one thing that I would like to mention. At a certain point, I did plan to invest on a siege march, a range march, and that's why I unlocked my T5 siege units. However, if you don't plan to do that, I advise you not to, because what you can do with this technology is that there is an event called Alliance Mobilization in Rise of Kingdoms, and in that event there are a bunch of quests that you can complete by using your research speedups that you have no other use. You start researching this, you complete your Alliance Mobilization speedup quests, and then when it's about to be finished, you cancel it, get half of your resources back, and simply keep using your research speedups until you finish all your quests in that Alliance Mobilization event. So that's, I think, a great use for this technology. However, as I said, at a certain point, I did plan to invest on a siege march. That is why I unlocked it, but now I decided not to. And regarding buildings, the only thing that wasn't maxed was my state forum, because honestly, you don't need to rush this to level 25. If I remember correctly, I did slow down quite a bit at level 20. I think it's a great value. 18 daily travel chances, 7 dispatch chances. It is pretty good. And after 20, I only purchased Sage Testimonies to upgrade this building whenever there was a More Than Gems event. And finally, this building is also 25. So this means every single building in my city is maxed. And regarding VIP, we are pretty close to VIP 16. Is it my priority? It's not. However, my state forum is level 25. So most likely from now on, again, whenever there is a More Than Gems event, if there is nothing that I want to specifically spend my gems for, again, we will spend them on VIP to get to VIP 16, because it's not amazing. However, yes, healing resource cost, action point limits, material production speed, all are pretty good. But the chest is basically the most important thing, because when you're VIP 15, you get Tome of Knowledges. But at VIP 16, instead of those Tome of Knowledges, you start getting 2 blue equipment material choice chests every single day. This means every 2 days we get an epic material for free, which equals 1 legendary material almost every single week, which is 8 days. But as I said, I'm not in a hurry to get to VIP 16. I'm mostly spending my gems during the equipment event to get the extra blueprints. Now let's take a quick look at our current commanders. There are only 3 commanders that I have spent my universal sculpture so far, and that is Joan of Arc Prime, Liu Che, and William Wallace. I know for some reason, well, actually, they have valid reasons. A bunch of people dislike William Wallace, and those reasons are he doesn't have a debuff and he doesn't have an AoE damage. However, William Wallace paired with Liu Che, traits that this march can get is literally absurd. I got like 700%, 800% traits with a bunch of million kills, and the thing is they can actually perform way better if I can fix my armaments, because this armament set is so bad. However, we'll discuss the armaments later in the video. And when it comes to Joan of Arc, that is the perfect low investment. 5515. Yes, I was using Joan of Arc with Minamoto, double relic, expertise, all that good stuff. However, he is far from being a meta commander, especially in Season of Conquest. So I was waiting for the new cavalry commander so that I can have a proper pairing for my Joan of Arc. But with the release of Philip, looks like we still have to wait a couple months, which sucks, because this means most likely I will again play with one march only. Now, it doesn't matter how good this march is, getting kills with one march only takes so much time. Regardless of how good your trades are, 1, you need to spend a lot of time in the game fighting, and 2, if your kingdom or your enemies decides to stop fighting at a certain point, you are not going to get a lot of kills simply because you are only using one march. As you can see, I even had my sculptures ready, 712, which is obviously more than enough to expertise a commander from scratch. I was going to pair the new cavalry with my Joan of Arc, but as I said, we still need to wait at least a couple months, so maybe I do spend those sculptures on a different commander, we will see. I forgot to mention that I also spent some amount of sculptures on Zhuge Liang. Yeah, only 12 legendary commander sculptures, and there was only one reason: maxing his first skill so that I can chain barbarians in KVKs. And the good thing is now we are going to have higher level barbarians when you get into Season of Conquest in the home kingdom. This means whenever you have the extra time to spend in the game, even in your home kingdom, chaining barbarians are going to be a great way to get a lot of extra stuff. And Richard, I have not spent any legendaries, as you can see. So what I'm going to do with these universal sculptures are still undecided. We can invest on Ragnar Prime to pair with CPO, We can wait for the new cavalry, or we can just go for a Zhuge Liang and Hermann march. As I said, haven't decided yet. I'm going to save those sculptures until the last day. And what I mean by last day is the day usually when you spend your sculptures in a commander, you should wait until the day that you are going to fight in your next KVK. Because if you spend them early, for example, if I now just go ahead and max my Zhuge Liang, I have nothing to do with. We are not fighting, there is peace in the home kingdom, so what is the benefit? Maybe we will perform better in Sunset Canyon, but is it really worth it? Because until that day comes, they might release new commanders, they could be super OP, then I will be super upset that I spent all my universal sculptures. So always wait until the very last day. Now, if we calculate how many legendary commander sculptures that I got so far in 300 days, 12 from Zhuge Liang, 688 from William Wallace, 690 from Liu Che, 184 from Joan of Arc, and in the bank, we right now have 712, in total 2,286. If we divide it to 300, the average number of sculptures that we got every single day is 7.6. I think that is a decent number for the level of our spending. Now, regarding equipment, I only have 3 legendary pieces on my cavalry because Gladiator is amazing. Like, you can use it for a very, very long time as long as it's special talented. As you can see, 10.5% cavalry health, that is perfect. Just like House of the Saints, 17% cav defense. The first thing that I want to replace is Expedition Morhem. For blue item, this is actually amazing. 8% cav defense again. But even though stats are pretty good, obviously what we are trying to upgrade is Pride of Khan, 15% cavalry defense if it doesn't get special talented. And on top of that, you are going to apply the Iconic Crystal. So the gap between these two items are like insanely high. But of course, to get this, I need to get into Season of Conquest first, and that is going to be one of our very first purchases in the KVK shop. But other than that, I think until I have excessive amount of Iconic Crystals, I'm not going to be crafting the KVK weapon and Edge of the Dawn because most likely we're not going to get special talents on them. So the difference is not going to be that massive unless we apply Iconic Crystals. And also once we have access to Season of Conquest KVK shop, I really need to start getting some legendary accessories. Regarding our infantry march, this is absurd to get it in 300 days because I did not refine any of this. I only crafted these pieces for once, and 4 of them we got special talents. I know it is crazy. That is not something that you should expect. I wasn't expecting, but it happened. So this is obviously a way, way better equipment, but still, as I said, we are missing the accessories. Other than that, I don't think that I will be doing anything on this equipment at this moment because there are other things that I need to work on. However, once we put some legendary accessories on this march, it is going to be amazing. And regarding archers, I have 0 equipment. I do have some blueprints. Let me show you real quick. I do have the blueprint for Golden Age. Obviously, Hydra's Blast is a KVK item, just like Ancestral Mask of Knights. Revival Helm, which is also an amazing epic piece. We got 3 Milky Ways. Still working on getting the full blueprints on Leadership Gloves because that's how I'm going to configure my Archer March. We got the blueprint for Leadership Legs, and also we are only missing 5 blueprint fragments for Leadership Boots. So that's the configuration that I'm going for: Leadership Boots, Legs, and Gloves, Milky Way Chest, KVK Weapon, and KVK Helm for my Archer March. However, for a cheap alternative, Flame Threads is amazing. I will use it for a very long time. So is Golden Age and Revival Helm. So these 3 pieces, these 3 epics that we are going to be using for quite a while. But the other 3, I'm going to try to get legendaries as fast as possible when I invest on an Archer March. And regarding materials, we have around, let's say, taking these into effect, like around 200 legendaries. And last but not least, let's take a look at our current armament sets. William Wallace, of course, Arch Formation because he's paired with Liu Che. We have probably the worst rare armament, which is Battle Ready, because yes, it increases your normal damage by 35%, which also increases your smite damage, but it consumes 100 rage. That is definitely something that I don't want, because open field fighting is all about firing your active skill as frequently as possible. So this is basically like the worst rare armament that I could have get for Arch Formation, and that's what I got. We have Fit, which is health, amazing, and then War Flames, 1% extra damage. The stats, however, are even worse. If we exclude the march speed, in total, it's like almost 10%, which is crazy. I really do need to work on my Arch Formation. That's why I said this march is performing really well. The potential is a lot higher. Like, imagine having some special inscriptions, really good stats on my armaments for this march, man, it would freaking shred. My cavalry armament set is actually a lot better. We have, again, 1 rare inscription. We have the Breaker, Not a lot of inscriptions, but stats are amazing. Attack, defense, health, over 25% total stats, and no march speed. Obviously, like march speed wouldn't make a lot of sense for cavalry. And even though I have no archer equipment and no archer commanders, for some reason, my archer armaments are also way better than my infantry ones. Again, over 20% of stats, plus some march speed and 2 inscriptions, which I think both of them are pretty decent. But obviously compared to like actual endgame armaments, these are super bad. And last but not least, just like my archers, I don't have a skill damage infantry march, but as you can see, again, it is way better than my arch armaments. We got close to 20% infantry stats, we got some all damage, and 4 inscriptions. Payback doesn't even matter, it's just extra damage to barbarians, so we could say that we have 3 inscriptions, but again, a lot of stats compared to the armaments of my actual 1 march only. So regarding armaments, equipment, and sculptures, that's everything that I have managed to collect in 300 days. Now, the question is, how much I spent so far. I was actually trying to keep track of it in the system mails, but after some time I couldn't do it. So what I did is, I took a look at my credit card. I'm using a specific card for only for my Rise of Kingdoms purchases, and that is the only account that I play. So any amount that was spent on that credit card for the last 300 days was for this account only. And the result is, it is actually way higher than I planned to spend within a year, and it's not even a year yet. We still have 65 days to go. It is $1,653, which almost equals $150 every single month. And as I said, for what I have initially planned to spend on this account within a year, it is way higher. Now, you could say that, Spartan, that is crazy. You could have purchased an account with a lot of expertise, legendaries, higher level VIP and all that. That is true. However, there are a few things that I want to mention. Number 1, I love the journey. I wanted to create this account from scratch and bring you guys some content. Number 2, there is always a chance of getting scammed. I know a lot of people that got scammed while trying to sell or purchase accounts. So every single morning, just before I open the game, I would always have the fear of, do I still own this account? Did I get scammed? Like maybe somehow they took it back, they changed the passwords and all that. So there's always that option. And number 3, it's against the terms. So if I do it, there is a chance of me getting banned. I really didn't want to take these risks. And that's basically all I could have get within 30 days by spending that amount of money in Rise of Kingdoms. And before we finish, let's open 88 Kingdom supply chests, because our first season of Conquest is finally here. We are in the pre-KVK period at the moment. We have really strong enemies and strong allies. So hopefully this is going to be a super fun KVK, because I really missed live streaming for you guys. And during the KVK, I plan to do a lot of it. Let's open all of them at once. Use. How many 3-day speed ups I got? Let's see. Wait, what? We got no 3-day speed ups from 88 chests. Oh my god, this game hates me. Oh well, it is what it is. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you on the next one. Goodbye.